Okay, so today I want to talk about whether gender dysphoria is a disorder. So here we have a tweet by a porn star named Cam Damage. Cam Damage is a trans porn star. They were born sexually as a female and then transitioned to male. So Cam Damage wrote a tweet. I'm just going to read it here. Gender dysphoria isn't a disorder, and labeling it as such is only another way to other trans people in the eyes of cis people. When being cis is perceived as normal and trans is not. Okay, so I get what they're saying. They don't want trans people to be discriminated against. They want trans people to be treated just the same as everyone else. Um, I agree with treating trans people with respect and dignity and equal rights and all the rest. But unfortunately, they are different from cis people. I mean, that's the reason why there's a separate category for trans. Um, so, like when you say other, well, it is another category. Um, and but that doesn't justify discrimination. That we can agree on is always wrong. So I think a better way of approaching this is to understand that yes, there are differences between trans people and cis people, but to then educate cis people on not using those differences to then discriminate and oppress cis people, or worse, commit acts of violence against them, because acts of violence, bullying, all that stuff has happened against trans people, and that's horrible and wrong. But I don't believe the solution is to make believe that trans people are no different than cis people. Of course they're different. Okay, if they weren't different, there wouldn't be another category for trans people. So the second issue is whether gender dysphoria is a disorder. And I have to say, gender dysphoria is a disorder. By definition, it's in the name. Gender dysphoria. What does dysphoria mean? It is the antonym of euphoria. Euphoria means pleasant, pleasurable feelings. Dysphoria, the opposite of that. Unpleasant, harmful feelings. So a trans person experiences gender dysphoria because they are unsatisfied. Their gender um, is not the gender that they want to be. Okay, and that induces unpleasant feelings. Um, so if you want to say there's something wrong with them, I have to be honest, and this might offend some people. There is something wrong with them. They are not the sex that they wish they were born as. Okay? I mean, isn't that indisputable? If they were the sex that they want to be born as, they wouldn't be trans. They wouldn't experience gender dysphoria. Um, I also need to point out that some people grow out of gender dysphoria. The vast majority of children that experience gender dysphoria is the numbers vary, but it's between 60% to 95% of children grow out of gender dysphoria. So not only is it a disorder, but it is also in some cases also a phase. Some people grow out of it and then they don't experience gender dysphoria anymore. Um, so I think it's very important to point out that these are truths, okay? And because trying to kind of like I feel like you're kind of distorting reality here, because you feel like this is in the best interest to normalizing trans and getting people to not discriminate or not treat trans people as different. And I agree with doing everything we can to stop discrimination and violence against trans people. However, I don't agree that this is the way to do it by being disconnected with reality and not being honest about what trans even is. Because of course it's a disorder. Of course it's a disorder. If it weren't a disorder, they'd be the sex that they wanted to be and they wouldn't be trans in the first place. So anyway, that's all I gotta say, guys. Post in the comments section what you think. See you later.